Hey guys, well it's finally here. Baseball season is finally here. I know MLB isn't quite back yet, but Little League is in full swing. I'm out here at tonight at 3-2 baseball fields at my son's doubleheader games for their start to the season. So I thought those of you missing baseball would really appreciate this. I just love this time of year and being able to get out here to the ballpark. I love the smells of the ballpark and the sounds of the ballpark. I just love the game, especially watching my son and his love for the game. I'm sure many of you know the rules of the game of baseball, but if you don't know all the rules, the one that sticks out to the most is 3 strikes and you're out. The rule of the batter that only gets 3 chances to swing the bat and try to get a hit. Umpires aren't very forgiving. They don't say, well, you'll get them next, you're trying hard today, so I'll give you five strikes. No, it's just the rule. 3 strikes and you're out. No more and no less. Did you know there's no 3 strike rule with God? That's the good news, but here's some better news. Not only is there no 3 strike, there is perfect and total forgiveness for all who call on God for forgiveness. Now that's really good news. In 1 John 1:9, we confess our sins. He is faithful and just and will forgive us of our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. You probably remember the story in 2 Samuel 11 of David and Bathsheba. David had sent his troops to battle, but he decided to stay home. While he's out walking around the roof of his palace, he notices this beautiful woman named Bathsheba. He had her brought to him, they slept together, and she gets pregnant. And then to cover it up, David has her husband brought back from war, gets him drunk, then sends him home to be with his wife so he'll think it's his baby. The baby is his. Uriah, the husband, doesn't know what's going on, and he refuses to be with his wife because his fellow soldiers couldn't be with their wives since they were away fighting. Well, this gets David a little upset, so he arranges for Uriah to be killed in battle. So Uriah basically dies at David's command. And then just when David thinks he's got everything covered up, the prophet Nathan comes to him saying that God knows what you did and you will be punished. David acknowledges his sin and confesses it to God. His prayer confession to God is in Psalm 51. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion, blot out my transgressions. Wash away all my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions and my sin is always before me. So remember that 3-strike rule we talked about earlier? Let's look at David in this incident. He committed adultery. That's strike 1. He tried to cover it up by deception. That's strike 2. Then he had a man killed to cover it up. That's strike 3. But God could have said, that's 3 strikes, David. You're out of here. You had your 3 chances, 3 strikes, and you're out. But God doesn't do that. Because this verse I read earlier, if we confess our sins, he will forgive, and he won't just forgive, he'll purify us from all unrighteousness. So baseball needs rules like these 3 strikes and you're out, but thankfully God's rules are not like that. He has redeemed us once and for all and will forgive us over and over until this season of our life is complete. Hearing the umpire's final call of a 3rd strike is devastating for a batter to hear, as they drop their head, drag their bat, and walk back to the dugout in mere failure and discouragement, but us as Christians never have to feel that way. As God knows our hearts and he knows the power of sin, if we trust in him, if we keep stepping back up to the plate, committed to hitting the ball this time and getting to first base, then second, and then eventually home, and he will be there whenever we need strength and knowing he is an all-forgiving and loving God. All right, well, thanks for listening, guys, but I better get back to the game. I think my son is on deck, and if you did want to know, he did win his first game, 21-9. So, all right, guys, see you later.